Another important principle for taking a great picture is image sharpness. Image sharpness is affected by several things, including camera shake, depth of field, digital noise, and lens focus. In the creative shooting modes, you can access your camera's AF shooting modes. Press the AF drive button to choose your autofocus options. Then use the cross keys to choose One Shot, AI Focus, or AI Servo. One Shot AF is best suited for shooting subjects that are not moving. When focus is achieved, the AF point which achieved focus will flash in red, and the focus confirmation light in the viewfinder will also light. The AI Servo AF mode is best for shooting moving subjects. This mode is for moving subjects when the focusing distance keeps changing. While you hold down the shutter button halfway, the subject will be focused continually. When the AF point selection is automatic, the camera first uses the center AF point to focus. During autofocusing, if the subject moves away from the center AF point, focus tracking continues as long as the subject is covered by another AF point. In the AI focus mode, the focus automatically switches from One Shot AF to AI Servo if the still subject starts moving. After the subject is focused in the One Shot AF mode, if the subject starts moving, the camera will detect the movement and will change the AF mode automatically to AI Servo. The viewfinder has 9 AF points. By selecting a suitable AF point, you can shoot with autofocus while framing the subject as desired. To do this, make sure the lens is in the AF position. In basic shooting zones, the AF point selection will take effect automatically. When shooting in the creative zones, you can choose the AF point manually. The selected AF point will be displayed in the viewfinder and on the LCD panel. If all of the AF points light in the viewfinder, it means automatic AF point selection is in effect. To select an AF point, use the cross keys with the LCD panel or while looking through the viewfinder. Rotate the main dial to choose the focus point you want to use. Pressing Set toggles the AF point selection between the center AF point and automatic AF point selection. The last of the focusing modes is the manual focus or MF mode. This gives you control to manually focus on any subject through the viewfinder using the focus ring. Another cause of poor focus is camera shake. This happens when the camera moves while the shutter is open, exposing the image sensor. Always try to steady the camera. Holding it with 2 hands and pressing the viewfinder gently against your face will help. You can also lean against something or use a tripod, a monopod, or even a beanbag to steady the camera. You can also reduce the effect of camera shake by selecting a faster shutter speed. This reduces the amount of time the image sensor is exposed to shaky conditions. A helpful rule of thumb is to set your shutter speed to 1 over the focal length. Confusing? Let me explain. If the focal length of your lens is 300 millimeters, for example, you should set your shutter speed to at least 1/300th of a second. If the focal length is 55 millimeters, you might get by using a shutter speed as slow as 1/60th of a second. Another cause of poor focus is digital grain, which is sometimes called noise. You can avoid noise by not enlarging an image too much. If you know that you must enlarge an image, select as large a file format as possible. You can also keep out noise by photographing subjects that have good contrast. Finally, to keep out noise, you can let your camera cool off for a moment before shooting more pictures after heavy use. An overheated image sensor will add noise to your pictures. At times, you may want to blur the motion to create an aesthetic effect. If this is the case, you would experiment with a slower shutter speed. You might also want parts of your image to be sharp and other parts to be out of focus. To create this effect, you would experiment with changes in depth of field. Proper exposure is clearly a major part of taking good pictures. By changing the aperture and shutter speed, you can change the depth of field and affect whether a moving object is sharp or blurred. You can make depth of field changes while keeping the exposure just the way you want it.